Hello students, now I am going to discuss about the different logic families, and this one is the DTL diode transistor logic, which is the first of the digital logic gate families. So the basic circuit in the DTL digital logic family is the NAND gate as shown in the figure. In this figure we can say each input is associated with one diode. The diodes and the 5 kilo ohm resistor form an AND gate. The transistor here serves as a current amplifier while inverting the digital signal. This is the basic property of the transistor, to work as an amplifier or as an inverting amplifier, we can say that. That's why here it serves as an amplifier and also the inverting the digital signal. Here the voltage levels are assigned as 0.2 volt for the low level and between 4 and 5 volt for the high level. Now, as the DTL is used as the basic NAND gate, so we'll have to verify the operation of this DTL NAND gate. We know the truth table of the NAND gate. If any one of the input is low, then the output is high, and if all the inputs are high, then only the output will be low. So we have to explain the operation in these two conditions only. So first of all, let us just see the figure. From this figure we can say that if any input of the gate is low at 0.2 volt, then the corresponding input diode conducts current through VCC and the 5 kilo ohm resistor into the input node. Now the voltage at point P is equal to the input voltage of 0.2 volt plus a diode drop of 0.6 volt, 7 volt, which is the voltage across the conducting diode. So total voltage becomes 0.9 volt. Now, in order for the transistor to start conducting, the voltage at point P must overcome, that is, be at least as high as that one. A 1 VB drop in Q1, transistor Q1, plus 2 diode drops across diode D1 and D2. That is 3. Minimum voltage required is 0.6. So we can say that 3 into 0.6, that is equal to 1.9 volt. So minimum voltage required is 1.8 volt. Since the voltage at point P is maintained at 0.9 volt only by the input conducting diode, so the transistor Q1 is cut off with no drop across the 2 kilo ohm resistor, and the output voltage is high at 5 volt. Now come to the second condition. If all the inputs of the gate are high, then the transistor is driven into the saturation region. How? The voltage at point P is now equal to VBE plus the 2 diode drops across diode D1 and D2, that is minimum 0.7 volt, 7.7 for the conducting, so 0.7 into 3, 2.1 volt. Since all inputs are high at 5 volt, and since we are getting only 2.1 volt across the point P, the input diodes are reverse biased and off. Now with the transistor is saturated, it means the output drops to VCE is equal to 0.2 volt, which is in the low level for the gate, and thus the operation of a DTL NAND gate is verified. That's what I have written here. So now we can see the properties of the DTL NAND gate. So these are the 4 factors which we have already described earlier. So power dissipation in this case is approximately equal to 12 milliwatt. The propagation delay is equal to 30 nanosecond. Noise margin is 1 volt and the fan out is 8 volt. Now the second one is, just see the modified DTL NAND gate for increased fan out. So the fan out of a digital gate may be increased by replacing one of the diodes in a base circuit with a transistor as shown in the figure. Here diode D1 is replaced by a transistor Q1. So the transistor Q1 is maintained in the active region. Active region means input and output both sides, input forward biased, output reverse biased. Transistor Q1 is maintained in the active region when output transistor Q2 is saturated. In that condition, as a consequence, the modified circuit can supply a larger amount of base current to the output transistor. Thus, an increase in the allowable saturated current in the collector allows more loads to be connected to the output and thus increasing the fan out capability of the gate. Thank you.